Hello friends, it's the Grub back again with another episode of KSP with the Grub Space Program. And our mission again is to put a Kerbal on Eeloo. However, we have ourselves a way to go before we get there. If you recall in the previous episode, we had finally just broke orbit, or we had made orbit. So let's go ahead and look and see what science we have that we can go ahead and use. We have 80 science. And here's where we can get a little more science out of. Let's go ahead and research this and see what we got left. We got 65. Alright, this is what I'm going to need because, like I said, my goal now is to go to geostationary orbit. And in order to do that, I'm going to need more battery life. So I am going to need these rechargeable packs. And I'm just going to look to see if there's anything else here we may need. Okay, yeah, just gonna grab this. Now this also starts giving us spaceship parts, or sorry, station parts. But because I don't have everything I need to start creating a station, and I don't have the lifting power to really make a station, that's gonna have to wait. Because I need to have something that creates Eurekas. For this, and I believe this is part of the station science mod. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's go ahead and, since this is still orbitals, and we're still in the Kerbal sphere of influence, we'll use the Archer rockets. And I'll be back once we have these modified to see what we can do about getting into a GeoSync orbit. Alright, looks like I have gone ahead and made the modifications. Hopefully this will be enough. Now, it is going to be a bit of a tall rocket. But mostly the change I did is I added an extra stage and I added these gimbaling engines. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and make another change here real fast. Let me use this, my last engine. Yeah, I should have more than enough to do it. Let's see here. Oh, of course I forgot about these. One thing I was forgetting is if I'm going to geostationary orbit, I do need the power, so I'm going ahead and I'm going to give myself about 8.5 hours worth of power just to be safe. But I also need life support. And that can's too big, I don't need big, 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 can, like that. Now give me 41 days just in case something happens. You know, it's not centered. There we go. There, 5 hours and 40 minutes is fine. That should be good enough there. And of course I did forget my Science Junior. I got the science throwaway on here so that we can transmit. And this is what I was talking about, the hard drive. This will allow us to suck up the data into it so that we don't have to transmit it and we don't have to keep it on a stage that's going to return. So theoretically I could add a few more of these. There we go. I believe that will be enough. Of course, my center of mass is still pretty much centered there. Good. My center of lift is off to the right. Wonder if I could do something about that. Well, you know, since I got these solid rocket boosters here, I'll go ahead and I'll add the gimbling engine there. That should help out things there. Well, there's my center of thrust. I will say this is probably going to be a bit of a bitch to turn over on its sides in order to get the orbits, but I think we're good. So let's go ahead and launch it. And like I said, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, Kerbal GeoSync is 288 or 2,886 kilometers. Just gonna double check that real fast here. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll get us into orbit first. I mean, we don't even know if we're going to make it orbit on this thing. Let's see, first things first, let's pop one of these to see if we have any science from here that we can get. Yep, we can get a little bit of science from there, so let's go ahead and take it. And kind of show you what the hard drive will do. If I can right click the hard drive and it'll fill hard drive and it'll take that report from the goo right there. So there we go. Now some of it is lost. You don't get full, but it's not quite as much as if you transmitted the data. Okay. So let us launch this thing. Okay, I'm gonna revert that. I'm not sure what happened there. I thought I had the solid rocket and the that starting booster on the same stage. Okay, so we're starting again. Alright, so let's observe that. Let's see, it gives 0.7. And I'm just going to let this thing punch itself up into the atmosphere on these solid rocket boosters. You can see here we got 40 days worth of food, water, and oxygen, and 5 hours of electricity. So we should be good to go. And looks like it's going to take me on a polar orbit, and I don't think I'm going to fight that. Because I'm just trying to get the geosynchronous orbit. I don't have to be going equatorial orbit for that. I think that will go ahead and try for that. And that'll also let me have the opportunity to possibly land in the north or south poles. Let's go ahead and take us into a little bit of science. Should have observed that off the launch, but we'll go ahead and do that now. Now let's do this one for when we get up to height. I'm having my doubts. We may not get this. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it. We're going down. Oops. Yeah. Get ourselves a crew report. Maybe I should have kept the heavier rocket engine on the back. That or I just cut it too shallow. Well, whichever the case, we'll be back once we get close to landing. I'll just, as usual, just time warp through this for you. Well, you know, fast forward it for y'all. Now, here's something. I'm actually starting to go back upwards. Let's see if we can make it to the poles. I think I need to be just off kilter a little bit. Okay. That's about all we're going to get there. So let's go ahead and observe all of our goos. And because we're going to be sucking them all into the hard drive, it doesn't hurt to have multiples. We may get the full science in one go for it. To observe our materials bay. Suck it all up here into the hard drive. Here we have a problem. Did take it all. You're full. Can't remember how much the hard drive can hold. 20 minutes. So I would have needed more hard drive space. And that actually takes most of it. Let's go ahead and get a crew report. We'll arm the parachute. And pop that off. So that was a failure. We did not make it even to orbit, though we did make it almost to the poles, not too far from the North Pole. Probably about halfway there. Now we're coming in over the highlands. Yeah, too bad we lost most of that. I was going to try and, if need be, grab the... Did anything survive, or did it all blow up? Yay, ground scatter, and we got trees. Off in the distance. Yeah, we have touchdown. Alright. Go ahead and EVA. Pretty sure this is a new biome. And we get to put down a flag as well. Mark 4 landing site. Go ahead and take us a sample of the highlands. And it'll give us an EVA report. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if you're holding onto the pod, you get a flying report. Yeah, flying EVA. So we'll take that board and recover our vessel, and let's see what science we unlocked to maybe help us break the atmo with this heavier build rocket, so that we can get the GeoSync Orbit. So we got 41.5 science on that, giving us a total of 62. see, what have we exhausted any sciences? Yeah, we didn't bring back the crew report from the upper atmosphere. And we can still get a little bit of study from the materials bay. Let's see, I don't really have a problem with control other than it was starting to flip over there. I do kind of want to get this fuel tank. Mainly so I can take off those other parts. So yeah, let's research this one. Then I'll go ahead and grab this one, the next one, so I can get the reaction wheel. Okay, so once again, I will fast forward this part here while I do a little restructuring. Okay, I think I like this. Let's see if this doesn't add a few more solid rocket booster stages. I couldn't help myself. Center of lift is still slightly off, but I think we'll be fine. In fact, go ahead and I hadn't done that yet. And add a couple more of these just to be sure that I could get the data. Yeah, you lose a little bit of it in the transfer, but that's because the hard drives do come with, I forgot to mention that they do come with some corrupt sectors, but as you upgrade them or research further into science, they start getting better and larger. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's go for takeoff. Don't tilt over so far. Come on, pull back. Yeah, I need to get those reaction wheels. Yeah, I'm not going to make orbit with this one either, but I at least want to try and get into space so I can do my goose science and get out and... Just in case... That one's almost full. Go ahead and get that. Take it to the crew report. There we go, we got the upper atmosphere crew report. I'm coming up on my time to Apple apps here. Just let me break that skin. So yeah, it's going up. Got another 40 seconds worth of fuel to burn. I don't think I'm going to be able to pop through the atmosphere though and get all that information. And I wonder if I'm still technically in line of sight of KSC. This is all part of that remote tech. And no, I'm not. So I can't even transmit any data back. Okay. Okay, there's not much science to get out of them now anyway. I'll get what I can and save it. There we go. Okay. Blow that off. We'll arm the chute, turn off SAS, and we'll just fly on in. No, we didn't even make it nearly, well, we almost made it as far as the first one. Like I said, if I can get those gimbling, or those inline reaction wheels, that will probably assist. So, in the meantime, go ahead and we will get down, do some science, recover, and I think that's going to be the end of this episode. Nothing really happened here. Like I said, just all I want to do is just get to a geosync orbit, and I can do that going polar if it really wants to lean polar-wise, which it seems to want to do. And that's probably because of all the crap I have like loaded up around there for all the extra science I was going to do while going up there close to and all that. But I think once I get the inline reaction wheels, it'll be good. I almost hate losing what data I have on there. If I could figure out how to get the chutes to deploy on those things, and when I let go, I'd let it, but for some reason, they don't like to deploy. Even when I arm them. I blew up. Oh no. We lost science. It's bad. We lost science. No! Well, guess nothing to it. I'm back in the Highlands again. Let's go ahead and EVA. Can we get anything from that? There we go. I'll get a little more science from the surface sample. No more EVA reports though, so. Oh well. Back in the pod. Go ahead and recover what we can. Hopefully we'll have enough science though to get the inline reaction wheels. But see if we can do that, and then we'll call the episode. Oh, just shy of it. Got 33 science. I need 45. Well, maybe another time. Maybe I'll play around with the rocket between episodes here, see if there's some way I can get that center of lift off to the side. I may have to go ahead and just bite the bullet and remove some of the mystery goo containers. I may have had put too much on there as it is. But hope you've enjoyed. This has been the Grub with our space program here, where we're making our mission to Eeloo to put a Kerbal on the face of Eeloo. But as you can see here, we have a long way to go science-wise, and I'm not going to neglect all these other places. You know, we got the sun here. Get some science from the sun. We got Moho, Eve. In fact, before I finish, somehow there is a way Yeah, I know I said I was going to go, but bear with me here. I'm trying to think of a way to. Somehow I thought there might be a way to set up when transfer windows would be available with a Kerbal alarm clock. Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, okay. I'll go ahead and I'll set these up so that we can get the windows and all that. Even though I'm far and away off from getting into doing any of that. But doesn't hurt to take a look at it, see when these are coming up and how they work out. So yeah, take it easy folks, hope you've enjoyed. Once again, my name is The Grub. Goodbye.